Emily and her friends Jake, Olivia, and Mark had always been fascinated by urban legends. When they heard about the abandoned Blackwood Hotel, rumored to be haunted, they couldn't resist. It was said that no one who stayed in room 313 ever left. Stories of strange noises, figures in the dark, and disappearances swirled around the old hotel, but none of them believed it. They decided to spend the night, thinking it would be a fun way to challenge their fears. The hotel was far from the city, standing isolated at the edge of a dense forest. The outside was crumbling, its once grand facade now a decaying shell. The windows were broken, and vines crawled up the walls like fingers grasping for something. Inside, the air was damp and cold, and the silence was unsettling. Dust coated everything, and the musty scent of abandonment hung in the air. "I can't believe people are actually scared of this place," Jake scoffed, kicking an old chair as they walked through the dimly lit lobby. Olivia, who had always been the bravest of the group, smirked. "Yeah, it's just an old hotel. Nothing to be afraid of." Mark stayed quiet, his eyes darting around nervously. "Maybe we should just stick together," he muttered, his voice barely above a whisper. But no one seemed to hear him. They climbed the grand staircase, their footsteps echoing in the empty halls. Room 313 was at the end of a long narrow corridor, the last room on the left. The door was slightly ajar, as if waiting for them. Jake pushed it open, revealing a room that looked frozen in time. The bed was made, the furniture untouched, but there was something wrong, something they couldn't quite place. "All right," Jake said with a grin. "Who's ready for the night of their life?" The group settled into the room, laughing and joking to mask their growing unease. As the hours passed, the night outside grew darker, and the mood inside the room shifted. The air felt heavier, colder, as if the walls themselves were closing in. Around midnight, the strange noises began. At first, it was subtle, just the faint creak of floorboards or the distant sound of wind howling through broken windows. But soon they heard whispers. They couldn't make out the words, but it was as if multiple voices were murmuring, just beyond the walls. "Did you guys hear that?" Mark asked, his face pale. "Probably just the wind," Olivia said, though her voice lacked its usual confidence. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, until it felt like the voices were right there with them in the room. Emily's heart pounded in her chest as she scanned the room, but nothing seemed out of place, except for the door. It was now closed, though no one had touched it. "Okay, who shut the door?" Emily asked, her voice trembling. "I didn't," Jake said, his bravado starting to crack. Mark tried the door, but it wouldn't budge. It was as if something on the other side was holding it shut.